Hello everybody and welcome to Mario Kart. I'm here alone this time. Usually I am joined with Gavin, but Gavin made an oopsie poopsie and he won't be home till later on, so I had to do a filler episode. So I figure, what can we do a one-off, you know? And so we decided on Mario Kart. Now, I don't know how this is gonna go because I'm kind of nervous doing this by myself. I don't know if I'll be able to talk the whole entire time. But I love Mario Kart. Like, growing up, my favorite, people are probably gonna hate me this, but I used to only play, like, Mario Kart Wii. That was my favorite. I think that was 7, I believe. But, I used to play it all the time on the Wii, and every time I'd start losing, I'd turn off the console, because I was a very sore loser back then. But yeah, we're just gonna hop into it. I mean, I love Mario Kart, and yeah. But you know, I just wanted to I want to take this time honestly, and I want to if there's actually anybody watching this, I'm curious like what would bring more people to this channel? Like it just down in the comments or something. I don't know. I'm just curious. Like what could we do more on our end? That'd be more entertaining, I guess, is what I'm looking for. You know? Like, cause we really want this thing to grow a little bit. I mean, we're happy with what we got, you know? But we're trying to figure out, like, how do we get a name for ourselves, you know? And which is a very difficult thing to do on the internet, you know? Because everyone wants to do it these days. If it were just that simple, everyone would already done it by now and make a living off of it. But, yeah, so I'm just gonna share some stories, I guess. So, I started driving recently because I turned 18 recently. If you guys didn't see it in the other episode, we talked about how Gavin and I recently turned 18 in the past month. So I got my own insurance and stuff like that. So now I'm driving, which is a scary thing. It's a scary thing. So I got pulled over on July 4th. I was on my way to my friend's house actually, because I went to my aunt's house to do some fireworks, or help set up some fireworks, and then go to my friend's house to do some fireworks. And on the way over there, there was a cop car pulled over right in the lane that I had to get into to exit, like to get off the highway. And if you don't know this, there's like a whole lane basically. Like you can't drive in on the whole like right side of the highway. And that's where the officer was, like had somebody pulled over. So I figured, okay, I got enough space. I could just like you won't mind. But lo and behold, a minute after I exited off the highway, I look in my rearview mirror and there's a freaking cop car with his lights on, and I'm like, holy shit. My heart was like inside my throat, like thumping. I was so freaking nervous. I'll tell you that much. But came to my car. He's like, license, registration, all that stuff, and I handed him like. So it's not like I didn't officially buy it myself. It's like a hand-me-down car. So I had my old information in it, like the old vehicle information and stuff, and old insurance. So I just handed him everything. I handed him mine and my old stuff. He's like, yeah, this stuff's out of date. I don't need this stuff. And I'm just so sorry, cause I was shaken. Like it's basically the equivalent of 1v5, like when you're in a 1v5 situation, a video game, and you've killed like 4 of them. You know, like your heart's out of your frickin' like, ugh. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's probably not gonna be as bad if I could pull over now, but I was just so nervous. He's like, you didn't move over for me back there, and I was like, oh really? I was like, yeah. I was like, oops. And he's like, you know you had to do that, alright? I was like, nah, not really, cause like, I figured he had enough room. I figured I didn't need to move over a whole other lane. I mean, I could have, like, it's my own fault in the end. Like, I definitely could have just moved over. But I was just so focused on getting out off the highway to the exit, I really wasn't thinking. But yeah, he let me off with a warning. I was like, oh, thank you so much, because I really didn't want a ticket, because apparently it's like 160 or like 200 bucks to pay for a ticket, and I don't want it on my record. But like, I went to my friend's house after the fact, and I straight up, I pulled up and I was like, hey, sorry I'm late, guys. I got pulled over. Like, they're like, no shit, really? I'm like, straight up, I fucking got pulled over. Got fucking someone. Okay. I like it. It almost ruined my night, but like, I got over it in the end. I was like, well, it's a warning, so you know, it's all right. But if I get pulled over again, I get cooked, because then I actually will get a ticket, because they put the warning in their system, rather than just be like a warning without anything. So I got a paper and everything. Fuck off. But, so I just don't gotta get pulled over again. I mean, if I do, I probably won't be as nervous as I was, but holy shit. First time you get pulled over, it is the most, it's like the scariest experience I've ever had. I've had close encounters in like my car. I'd probably be less scared of getting in a crash than that. It's just, you don't know what you're getting pulled over for. And it's like, oh my god. Am I gonna get a ticket? Am I gonna run up? Like, what's gonna happen? You know? But yeah, that was my 4th of July weekend. Or not weekend. Was it on the weekend? It was on like Saturday, I believe. I guess that was my 4th of July in general. But it was very enjoyable, because after the fact, I got over there, we hung out, we blew some fireworks, of course, then we stayed up like all night watching movies, and it was probably like, I think it was like 3 a.m. or something, and my buddy goes, hey, I got a movie for us to just fall asleep to, because we were like kind of awake, we were like kind of asleep, I guess, not kind of awake, majority of us were awake, and he goes, alright, I'll put this on. It's called like VHS. And basically, like at first it was like, okay, this is kind of shitty. It kind of like looked like the equivalent of like one of those like prank movies that they make into a movie. I don't know what it's called. It's some like old guy or a guy that pretends to be old makes like a prank movie and it's real shit. I mean, it's alright. I guess it's kind of just funny. I guess just the style of it is what I don't like. But he put that on, and so basically these fucking guys just record everything they do on like a tape recorder, and then it goes on like a VHS tape. So they go into this house and they go into this house and there's like a dead old guy and like a bunch of VHS tapes, and this one guy just keeps watching these VHS tapes. And like immediately it's just like these guys go into a bar. So it's like a bunch of different stories inside this movie, you know. Basically, like the equivalent of someone saying telling scary stories like around a campfire, I guess. That's what it was like. And this first one is basically like these 3 guys go into a bar. This guy's got glasses that record, so he's recording everything. And he meets this one girl that's like really fucking weird. First of all, like her eyes are widely open. She's got a scar on her forehead. Like, okay, I'm already getting weird vibes off this. But it wasn't enough to be like, okay, what the fuck's happening? But then like they take her back to like the hotel, and basically one of the guys tries to like have sex with her, apparently, like, because they wanted some action to record on the glasses so they could look back at it. That was like the whole point of getting the glasses. And she just starts acting like real weird. Like she looks at the guy in the face and she goes, "I like you," like really weird. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting weird vibes from this now. And I'm like, at this point, the 3 of us that were awake, we were like wide awake now. And she just fucking like, out of the blue, her nails like get all long and she just like stabs the guy like she's on top of. And the other 2 guys like freak out, they hide in the bathroom, and she's just like eating him and shit. And then the one part that got everyone was the fact that like she got one of the other guys, and she fucking just like started eating him and then just spit out his dick. It was just the weirdest shit in the world. And in the end, basically, the guy, the last guy that she was like liking or whatever, she just like he gets out of the room, and for some reason in that movie, none of those fucking people know how to run downstairs. Because every time there's always been a scene where they're running downstairs and they always fall, which makes sense. Because like if you're in a panic mode and you're running downstairs, you're gonna end up falling probably. But he like broke his bone and shit, and then he runs out to these people, and then he just gets picked up by her. So apparently she was like we never really figured out like what she was exactly, but we were just assumed she was like a demon or some shit. And her whole like the scar on her forehead just like opened up, and she was like a whole ass demon. It was fucking weird. And then I look over at my friend, I was like, this is the fucking movie we're gonna fall asleep to? But honestly, the first one was so good. Like it was really weird. I think that was my own banana peel. It was so weird, but it was so good at the same time. Like it kept us awake, keeps you interested. And then we went to watch the second one because we were like, okay, that was so good. And at that point, it's like 6 o'clock, so we're just like, might as well just pull an all-nighter. So we go to watch the second one, and I kid you not, it was the worst shit I've ever seen. My buddy was like, this is probably like all the rejected ones of the first one. It was real shitty. Like, it went way over to the top. Like, one of them was like a fucking zombie becoming self-aware. Which is like, I guess a cute story, but like, it was fucking stupid, you know? And it was such a letdown to watch the first one and be so awake and like so into it. And then to watch like that shit. Like, they went way over the top. It's like I mean, there's some movies that go over the top and it's like funny and ridiculous how over the top. Like, for example, my buddies and I watched all the Resident Evil movies because of how over the top it was, and it was just funny to watch. But like, then there's some that like go over the top and they're just not even good. And that was just one of them, in my opinion. It was just very disappointing to watch that, and then just for it to end. I guess just for all the stories to be that shitty. There's a third one, but we didn't end up watching it because one, we were like really fucking tired, and two, at that point you were just so disappointed with the second one, we didn't want to take the chance of watching the third one. I mean, I don't know, maybe one of you all watch it. If one of you all watch it, it's actually good. Let us fucking know, because we probably will watch it. Either way. But yeah, that was like the whole 4th of July. I ended up putting like on Bug Wars, and at that point it was like 8 o'clock. And I was just out. I passed out. And I wake up and everybody's fucking gone. But the dude that lives there, and he's passed out on his couch. And I was like, ah, shit, bro. It felt like I was just woke up from being like drunk or some shit. It was a good ass nap. Even though it was like 3 hours, it was like a good ass nap. I'm just glad I didn't end up like sleeping like 6 fucking hours at that dude's house. So it felt like really bad and really weird. Honestly, I thought this was gonna be a lot harder doing by myself, but you know, it's not too bad. You know, I can like share stories and stuff. I like my life and stuff. I feel like when you do it with 2 people, it's more like. I guess you can talk about experiences you have with that person, but it's different. Now I gotta figure out what the hell I'm talking about now. But I don't even know what day it is. Everything's been so weird recently, cause like this whole you know what going on in the world. Like it sucks. It really sucks. Like everyone's lost their job and all that. I don't even know what day it is anymore though because of it. It's like you can't even do anything these days. It really sucks. But I hope everyone's at home, finding some way to keep themselves occupied. I mean, spend time with your family if you can. You know, if like you live with your family, enjoy spending time with them. You know, just it's the simple things, I guess. Oh, fuck you, cow. Alright. Sometimes I just like zone out completely. That was one of those times. I'm sorry if this is not as good as a normal episode, I really am. I think we're only gonna do this for one episode though, because we're gonna end up recording soon here. But yeah, I was like, hey, did you go back to work this week? He's like, yeah. I'm like, when the fuck do you come back? He's like, Saturday. I was like, or Friday. I was like, dude, we only have up till Thursday recorded. And he's like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, bro. You get your ass fucking back here. So his idea was just like to post a fucking meme. I'm like, you know what? I could do a one-off. I think I could do it. I think I'd handle it. And I was somewhat right, I guess, and somewhat wrong. I don't think I did too bad of a job. Man, I can't wait to play Mario Kart together though. I'm gonna love fucking beating his ass at Mario Kart. Oh shit, it's already been 16 minutes? Holy shit. But yeah, let me know how this was, you know? I'll try to have like more prepared, I guess, or like I guess be more prepared. But I guess I will be more prepared is exactly what I meant to say. Like I won't be making more stuff to prepare. Is what I meant. Because I feel like the more I do it, the more comfortable I get with it, and I don't mind doing one-offs. But like, if you guys got any like games like that would be good to just one-off. So like, if we ever do happen to have this situation again, or like if I should make us like some backup episodes or something, just let me know. You know, we're always down for recommendations, and I love talking to people. You know, I actually stream daily, or not daily. I try to stream daily and talk to people. So it's one of my specialties, you know. But yeah, if anyone's actually is listening to these episodes, which may be unlikely, let us know what would be better, like how we can improve entertainment wise or gameplay wise, whatever it may be. Because we're always looking for recommendations. But in the end, it's all about us having fun. Like we would like to grow more, but you know we take what we can get. I think I might end the episode here shortly. I don't know when I'm gonna end this. Usually we end it on the haha funnies, but there's not many haha funnies because I'm by myself. You know, I'm gonna go off a little bit myself, just like a little bit, just to the end of this race, I guess. Maybe we'll do another race. I don't know. I don't know how long this episode's gonna be. I'm gonna go off a little bit myself. As you know, my name's Andrew. You know, I'm 18. I love video games. That was stupid. I don't know why I fucking did that.